Welcome to Aunty K's, your favorite radical queer indigenous auntie, bringing you tarot every day. Hello everyone, and welcome to Aunty K's Tarot for another chat and cards. We are using the Untamed Mysteries. A news article I came across talks about how doctors have noticed that there's an increased rise in scurvy in Canada, particularly in the north, and it is being related to the cost of food. One example where they looked at the cost of fruits in a store in Saskatchewan noted that raspberries were $11, grapes were almost 20, they were 19 something. And blaming this correctly, blaming this imbalance correctly as a reason for the rise in the illness that the doctors have been noting. I did a search and noticed that, and learned that it's also on the rise in the US and the UK, also for the reasons of growing wealth inequality and rising food prices, inflation, etc. Despite the fact that this aspect of it all has been correctly analyzed, that the difficulty is the rising cost of food, the inability to properly feed oneself, there's still a judgment on how people are spending their money and the struggles that are faced to overcome this health situation. The solution has been vitamin C supplements and education, which absolutely blows my mind, because you can educate people about the effects of scurvy, but if they can't afford the healthy food in the first place, I'm not sure what education does, but it puts the burden on the individual at home to overcome these struggles. Just save enough money to pay for $11 raspberries. And this blows my mind. If raspberries are $11, what are you giving up to get those raspberries? The vitamin C supplements are probably more affordable than actual fruit. And that's terrifying, that it's more affordable to just swallow some vitamin pills than to actually be able to eat the healthy foods that are needed. It is, of course, worse in the north, but there were also cases found in the south, like in Toronto, where the government hasn't granted food store monopolies and the prices are still absolutely unaffordable. And the idea of putting the burden on people and saying all we have to do is educate them better. Educating people on the necessities of nutrition doesn't change the fact that nobody can afford these prices, that people are not being properly fed. That's not an issue of a lack of education. I think it just mostly blows my mind that doctors can correctly assess the root reason for the illness but then the judgment still comes down on the people. And the solution is just educate them better and let them struggle for it at home. It blows my mind. I mean, we're all going to have a GST holiday, which is a tax break on certain items, including foods. Plenty of foods currently don't have GST taxes, which is a government goods and services tax, but other foods do. Pre-prepared foods, a lot of snacks that people need for kids for school, processed foods, these things. But if the raspberries are $11, the tax, taking off the tax isn't going to make $11 raspberries more affordable. It's just not. The government said, well, we can't set food prices, but except you can. There was a whole inquest over, and food giants were called in over the outmatched inflation of food to everything else in the economy, and then just let them get away with it. Like, fuck capitalism and the free market. Set food prices. Set food prices. Feel like you're not allowed to charge $11 for berries. That they should not be allowed. Set food prices. You want a healthy population that can eat and stay healthy and work? Do it. Cap the food prices. Put that strain where it belongs. The tower's here in the shadow. I think it's just because it's all collapsing. That's my thoughts as to what is going on. All right, folks, I'll talk to you later.